What if you never had to charge your gadgets again? Imagine living in a world where you don't have to charge your headphones, your wireless keyboard, your TV remote. That would be such a relief. There is a revolution happening in the world of billions of IoT devices, but no one is talking about it. There is this technology that could eliminate batteries for billions of devices, which will help solve the problem of all these batteries ending up in landfill, which in turn could actually help us eliminate hundreds of thousands of tons of carbon dioxide from the environment. This new tech is called dye-sensitized solar cells, which capture energy like plants do. And unlike traditional solar cells, they can convert indoor lighting into electricity. I had the opportunity to talk to Dr. Marina Frietag, who's the professor of chemistry at Newcastle University, and she's written dozens of papers in this industry, and she has been researching this tech for 11 years. Dr. Frietag personally has achieved up to 38% conversion rate of indoor light into electricity. Here is her explaining how this industry originated and how these cells work.
That's interesting because it actually came out in 91. I was Professor Gretze who was visiting us just last week actually in Lausanne in Switzerland. And it came out actually as a very competitive system to silicon solar cells because back then silicon was immensely expensive, very difficult to produce. The situation right now is a bit different, right? The other difference is that it's biomimetic. You kind of copy what the nature does and just make it a little bit better. So in plants, you have chlorophyll that absorbs light and stores an energy in form of sugar that we quite enjoy. It's a very good system to store energy, actually. So, and here we just modified the system where we go directly from light to electrons. We have a dye absorbed to a semiconductor, very much like titanium dioxide. I think most of us people are surrounded by it. It's in two spaces, and everything that's white in your life nowadays is titanium dioxide. We use this just in very small spheres, nanoparticles, right? So, and we attach this dye. And I mean really dyes, because we have small children that use berry juice actually to attach these dyes. It's the same principles. It's actually quite efficient. So, and these dyes absorb light and then inject an electron in this semiconductor.
I was also curious to learn what's the sustainability of these cells.
Or there's also sustainability actually, because batteries are really, really bad for the environment. And it's in UK, 90% of rechargeable batteries end up in the landfill. I do not dare to think about the rest of the world.
Wow, 90%?
90% of the rechargeable ones. So if you say that you dispose your devices except of the phones, so do rest of the humans think the same way, right?
And who are the key players who are dominating this industry?
I think Exeger has been around for a really long time, actually. Consider it's been almost 20 years they've been in Sweden, and they've been adopting this technology further. So let's see where it goes. The newer player, of course, it's Ambient Photonics I think it's on the West Coast, actually. Very well supported by Amazon and Google, actually. And I think they have one of the best approaches worldwide. They're looking absolutely for high efficiency glass solar cells. And I think this will be the key in order to really power small wireless devices. And another player people disregard is actually Ricoh in Japan. It's a printing company, but they're also very excellent in doing dye-sensitized solar cells for indoor applications.
The reason we're talking about this is because these cells have been around for 50, 60 years, but now is the time they're becoming commercially viable. Why do you think, if it started in 1991, why do you think the industry hasn't adopted this?
Two factors. One factor, you have to consider silicon solar cells started in the 50s, and they only reached our market now, to be fair. Second is, of course, there are a lot of things that dye-sensitized solar cells promised and haven't delivered until recently. Materials in terms of sustainability, stability, and efficiency. This only happened recently.
I was shocked to learn not only these are lower cost, but they have higher energy density than traditional solar cells. The biggest question is obviously smartphones, right? Like everyone predicts that Apple is going to release one day a solar power iPhone, right? I mean, is that like a myth?
I had the same discussion recently about solar powered cars. The limit is not the solar cells, the limit is the energy available. Even if you have a full sun radiation, which is 1000 watts a square meter or something, right? It's a lot. Even if you convert this to 100%, you will not have enough energy.
Wow.
That's the problem. It's not our solar cells. It's just we can only convert the energy that's available, right? We can only convert the light or light harvest that's there.
I was happy to see like Ambient Photonic like partnering up with Amazon and Google to make these indoor gadgets completely charge free and actually helping to completely eliminate batteries from these devices. And this is not some distant dream. Look at this Eterna remote control from Universal Electronics, which is cheaper, lighter, and requires less materials than a battery. Also, look at these headphones from Urbanista. You don't need to charge them ever. Like they can completely charge on their own. And lastly, I think this technology is promising for me because this will make our devices more wireless, which will in turn make our homes look more aesthetically pleasing. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to be updated on emerging technologies and new cool products that are coming out, subscribe and I'll do my best to keep you updated. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.